Hey everybody! Today we are going to be going over the differences between the Connex Lite and the Connex Pros and which one is right for you. So in front of me I've laid out our two Connex Lites, so the difference between those I will explain here in a minute, and our Connex Pro board. Then over here, we'll get to this here in just a minute. These are our switch panels for the Connex system. So let's first talk about the Connex Lites here. These are the smaller ones. So the Connex Lites are strictly to control turn signal, brake, and reverse for your whips, your Rhino 2.0 Bluetooth whips. So the difference between these two is one is internal and one is external. So an internal blink means that there is software on the board that is actually blinking the whips on the board itself, whereas external is going to be using a third-party turn signals kit, such as a Ryco kit, XTC kit, something like that that's already installed on the machine that is going to trigger your turn signals. So on this, you have your 4 trigger wires, your left, right, brake, and reverse. So if you're going to use an internal, we recommend an on-off on switch. So you have your left off switch and then your right switch. So that way you can trigger your left and right turn signal through our board. So again, you do not have to have a third-party turn signal kit if you want to use the Connex Lite. This will be your turn signal kit, again, only for the whips. Whereas the external blink, let's say you have maybe third-party headlights, your Corbin kit, something like that that you want in addition to your whips to blink as well. They'll trigger here on your whips, again, on your left and right turn signal, and then you'll tap into your brake line and reverse triggers to get your reverse and brake. So next we're going to go to the Connex Pro. So with the Connex Pro, you can control the whole Rhino ecosystem off of this board. So if you have whips, halos, rock lights, LED strips, a horizontal whip bar, you can control all that stuff here off this board. So you not only have turn signal, brake, reverse, you have Patriot mode, so specific red, white, and blue patterns for USA. You have green, red, and white for Mexico Patriot colors. So there's preset patterns on there for Patriot mode. You have strobe mode, you have street mode, you have the SOS mode. All of those are available here, and again, you're going to be able to use whatever you want. You want your rock lights to blink, you want your halos to blink, maybe you don't want your rock lights to blink. You can kind of really customize this to what you want to do with the different products on the Rhino system. So that's really the big difference here. You're going to need probably about 6 switches in total to operate the Connex Pro if you want to get full functionality. Whereas Connex Lite, you need 1 switch for your left-right, and then you should be tapping into your brake and reverse triggers on your machine, so there shouldn't be a switch. Now, if there's not, you can always add a switch, that makes it a little bit easier, but generally finding that trigger wire is a much easier system. So with the Connex Pro, we developed a switch panel that basically gives you full functionality of the Connex Pro. So if you see here, I'm going to get a little closer to the camera. So there's 6 switches here, and again, this will give you full functionality. So I'm going to go through each one. So your first switch is an on-off Rhino light. So this is just going to give you power to the system and turn everything on. Your next switch here is your left-right turn signal. So again, if you are going to use the blinkers and you don't have a third-party kit, you're going to want to have this switch so you can hit the switch to initiate your blinkers. If not, if you're going to use a third-party turn signal kit, you won't need this switch, and normally a lot of people have the lever on their steering column. So again, you wouldn't need this switch. You can always switch it out for a different switch or just leave it blank and open. The next is Patriot mode, on-off switch again. So this would just trigger your Patriot mode patterns that are specific to the Connex Pro board. So these patterns are not on Connex Lite, nor are they on the RGB controller. Next is a momentary switch, so you can hear it kind of clicking. So again, this is momentary, so this is a cycle button, And this cycles through the patterns of Patriot mode, strobe mode, and street only mode. So if you're going to want to use Patriot, strobe, and SOS mode, you're going to need a momentary switch. Next is just an on-off on switch for strobe mode, and again, that's going to alternate your patterns, or flash the pattern, whatever is coming from the controller. And then street mode is a really cool mode. This is again is an on-off switch. This basically turns all the Rhino products black, so that way they're not making the pattern from the controller. And the only thing that's available to actually on the board that will actually light up is your turn signal, brake, or reverse lights. So you're still going to be legal for street mode, and you're not going to have to worry about getting pulled over because you have a bunch of crazy patterns going on. So this comes with a full wiring harness. You can see it's got all your trigger wires, a relay, a fuse, and again, this would just be wired to your battery, and then you're ready to fully use your Connex board. So if the flat panel, so this panel is about 7 inches by 3 inches, so just for size reference, you can you just kind of put this into your dash or wherever you have room in the plastic. And then over here is the enclosure. So the enclosure, again, same setup, but there would be switches in here to have the same switches, but this actually has, so if you don't have room in your dash, maybe you want to put it up on a bar somewhere. It has this little bar that's adjustable, so you can move it and adjust the mounting plate. And then that way it's nice, so you don't necessarily have to mount it on your dash. But again, 2 options there for the Connex switch panels. And again, this will give you your full functionality of the Connex board to use. And so that's kind of what we wanted to go over and kind of explain the differences between the Connex Pro and the Connex Lites. So we hope this video helped, and let us know if you have any more questions. Thanks.